Setting boundaries can be difficult for anyone, but it can be especially challenging for parents of premature babies. You may feel like you need to share everything with everyone in order to get support. However, it's important to remember that you have the right to privacy, and you're allowed to set boundaries with your partner, family, friends, and the public. In this video, we'll talk about how to set boundaries for you and your preemie. We'll cover deciding what to keep private, communicating boundaries with others, and handling difficult conversations. Protecting your privacy. Boundaries can help protect your energy. You're going to need all the strength to cope with the challenges of having a preemie in the NICU. Boundaries can help protect you from feeling overwhelmed and can help you stay focused on your needs and the needs of your baby. So, what type of boundaries can preemie parents set? Here are a few examples. Physical boundaries. These are the boundaries that relate to your physical space. For example, you may not want people to touch your baby without asking first. Emotional boundaries. These boundaries relate to your feelings. For example, you may not want people to talk about your baby's condition in a negative way. Time boundaries. These boundaries relate to your time. For example, you may only want visitors to come at certain times of the day or for a certain amount of time. Information boundaries. These boundaries relate to what information you want to share with others. For example, you may not want to share your baby's medical information on social media. The first step in setting boundaries is deciding on what to keep private. This may vary depending on your personal preferences and your relationship with different people. Here are some of the things to consider when deciding what to keep private. Medical information. Do you want to share your baby's medical information with everyone or just with certain people? Developmental progress. Do you want to share your baby's progress with certain individuals or everyone? Photos and video. Do you want to share your photos and videos of your baby with your community or on social media? If so, what kind of photos and videos are you comfortable with sharing? And also, would you feel comfortable with someone forwarding that photo to someone else? Because once you send it, you release control. Visits. Do you want everyone to be able to visit your baby in the NICU? If not, who do you want to visit? Other personal information. Do you want to share other personal information about your baby, like their height, their weight, or maybe their birthday? Your journey begins with a conversation between you and your partner. It's important to decide what aspects of your NICU experience will remain private within your partnership. This might involve discussing your own fears, worries, coping mechanisms. Open and honest communication between you and your partner is key, but so is sensitivity. Your immediate family plays a role in supporting you and your preemie. Setting boundaries here involves defining what information or experiences you feel comfortable with sharing with them. It's perfectly acceptable to share as much or as little as you're comfortable with. This is about your comfort and your well-being. Close friends often want to support during this time. Boundaries with your friends may be different or even the same with some of your family members. Some of my friends are my chosen family, so you can decide what you're comfortable with discussing and share those preferences with your friends. Honest communications helps avoid unintentional intrusions. Sharing your NICU journey with the public, including social media, is a significant decision. Think about what you're willing to share and what's off limits. Your preemie's privacy and your well-being are central considerations. Sometimes when you're posting, people think you're soliciting advice, so I would be cautious when deciding what and when to post. Once you've decided what to keep private, it's important to communicate your boundaries to others. This can be difficult, especially if you're not used to setting boundaries. However, it's important to be clear and direct about what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. It might be necessary to remind them as your journey progresses and your needs change. Here are some tips for communicating your boundaries. Be honest and direct. Don't beat around the bush or try to sugarcoat your boundaries. Be specific. Don't just say, I want everyone to visit my baby in the NICU. Instead, Say, I'm only comfortable with having my immediate family visit my baby in the NICU. Be firm but loving. You don't need to apologize for setting boundaries. However, delivery can impact how someone receives what you're saying. Handling difficult conversations. Sometimes people may not understand or respect your boundaries. These might involve well-meaning friends or family members asking questions you'd rather not answer. If this happens, it's important to have a difficult conversation with them. Here are some tips on handling difficult conversations. You can handle uncomfortable inquiries or questions with polite deflection. For example, if someone asks a question that you'd rather not answer, you can say, I appreciate your concern, but I'd rather not discuss that at this time. This way, you're acknowledging their concern while protecting your boundaries. In some cases, it may be helpful to educate people about the NICU experience. Explain to friends and family that the NICU is an emotionally challenging environment. Certain questions can be distressing. This will help encourage empathy and understanding from those that you love. If you find that certain conversations are particularly distressing or affecting your emotional well-being, consider seeking support from a therapist or a counselor. They can provide strategies for handling difficult conversations and managing emotional challenges. It's time for our tiny treasure. Your journey through the NICU is an emotional and a challenging one. Setting boundaries for yourself and your preemie is about preserving and conserving your emotional health and protecting your family's privacy. Remember, you have the right to decide what and when you want to share, or if you want to keep this journey to yourself. We hope that this video has provided some guidance on how to set boundaries for you and your preemie. Your journey is unique, and you deserve the space and support to navigate it in a way that feels right for you. Stay strong and know that there's a community here to support you every step of the way.